Maybe I'm crazy, but Pod Tom is getting left in New England.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. New setting again this week as we all work through the quarantine together. We're going to meet up with the crew again via Skype, Heller, T, and Donnie, and make it through the podcast together as we're making it through everything together. Hope you guys are staying safe and you're staying home and practicing social distancing. I know everyone keeps saying that, but seriously, we all just do it. We can get through this smoothly and safely and quickly, which is the goal. But again, we're just going to talk about sports, everything that's going on around the NFL this week. Is a lot of free agency moves. People still reacting to Tom Brady, some more dominoes falling, if you will. And let's get started with Wit It or Quit It.
With it or quit it. With it, quit it.
What?
With it.
We about to turn up in this bitch.
Hello, John Heller.
Hello, Joy Taylor. How are you?
How is your quarantine going?
As well as it can. You just do the best with what you got, right? It's a tough time, but we're very fortunate and we're trying to make the most of it here on Maybe I'm Crazy, right?
We are. I meant to ask you this before. I'll ask you afterwards.
All right, that'll be an episode extra. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So what do we got in Wit It or Quit It today?
Okay. The season after Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl, his new team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, trounced the Raiders for the franchise's first and only Super Bowl win. With names like Keyshawn, Allstott, Sapp, and Lynch, the early 2000s Bucks were pretty hypey, I think it's safe to say. Brady's Bucks have some guys now too, Joy. Evans, Godwin, Shaq Barrett, to name a few. Joy, Tampa Bay is looking like the reboot of the early 2000s Bucks. Wit it or quit it. Hey.
I mean, other than the 90s, which are pretty undefeated.
Yep.
Like the early 2000s.
That's where we got all of our music.
It's kind of spectacular. By the way, that sound you're hearing is construction at Heller's place. And, you're probably going to hear some cars and stuff. So this is where we are, people. This is what's going on. But, yes, I'm definitely with it. I mean, that Bucks team was lit, though.
They were exciting, yeah.
Sapp, Gruden going up against the Raiders in the Super Bowl after they traded him. Mike Allstott, Keyshawn Johnson, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Simeon Rice, Rondé Barber.
Keenan McCardell.
Michael Pittman. Like, that team was fun as hell. Here's the thing about this Brady move that I'm fully buying into. Because it took me a little time. I had to chew on it. You know what I mean? You ever get like a good piece of steak with that extra fat on it? Like, it's good. You need to eat it, but it's like meat gum for a little while. I've been meat gumming this whole Brady move to the Bucks, and I'm trying to get through it. And like now I've devoured it. I'm like, I actually think I like this. This is what it is. Brady's got to fully buy in to just like Florida lifestyle, Tampa Bay, get into the culture. Like it's Tampa Bay, all right? They got big ass strip clubs there.
Yeah, other than tan and palm trees and strip clubs and retirement. Flip flops. What else?
I mean, listen, that's when I think of Tampa Bay, the first thing I think of is strip clubs. It's the first thing I think of. That, and then I think of Hulk Hogan. So, like, whatever you want to do with that. But you saw the edit Lamar Jackson put out there. Like, just buy into it, Tom. Leave Pod Tom in your house in Boston. Get out of there. Go get you a nice real tan. Get rid of that spray tan stuff. The leader of our country's on. You're going to have a nice bronze. Giselle's going to have a nice bronze. It's going to be sweaty and hot and fun. And I just want him to fully buy into it. Get rid of that stuffy vest you've been wearing.
Nope.
Let the hair grow out a little bit. Get you a little beard. Oh yeah, you gotta go deep V down to the belly button sometimes. All right, you gotta get you some Pitbull loafers and some linen. Get you a gold chain.
Worldwide. Let's go.
I'm like reimagining Brady, but this is what it is. Like, you have to buy into it. The whole point of you leaving New England is you were tired of the corporate stuffiness, Bill Belichick's BS, whatever that is. being all for the team and you're not an individual. Like, this is your last 2 years playing. You have an opportunity to have some fun, let your hair down a little bit, if you will, get a little loose, get you an extra little gin and tonic at the end of the night or whatever it is you consume, and enjoy football for the last 2 years of your career. And look, I have no expectations of Tampa Bay winning a Super Bowl, even though, interestingly enough, the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay next year. They ain't gonna be in the Super Bowl, so just all calm down. And we'll get to New England later in this rant, but they ain't going nowhere either. The point is, if you're gonna go to Tampa Bay, of all the places that you could have chosen, you have to fully buy in. Like, if he had gone to some of the other places listed, like Dallas or the 49ers or Carolina or Chicago, not even that they were like rumored as options, but like the Chargers. There's two places he could have gone, coincidentally, both Pirates, where the brand is this way, and you chose
Tom Brady. I'm here for it. Which Pirate is he?
Buccaneer, which is kind of on brand too, because a Buccaneer is like a little bit more of a fancy pirate.
Fancy pirate. He's a fancy pirate.
He's a fancy pirate. So I love it. I'm here for it. Just reboot of the 2000s. Bruce Arians gonna have some interesting hats. Kangol all day. Maybe he gets into the Kangles too. But I'm all here for it. That said, on the New England end, I need this conversation about New England's still being good or winning the AFC East. New England might be the worst team in the AFC East this year. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna be that person. Okay.
Do it, Joy. Be that person.
I'm going to do it. Here's how the AFC East finishes this year. The Bills are gonna win the AFC East. The Dolphins and the Jets are gonna battle it out. The Dolphins are going to be in second place in the AFC East by a touch, and the Patriots are going to be last in the AFC East. I'm sorry to be the person to say that. I had to do it because everyone's being completely unrealistic. You don't have a quarterback. Some guy named Jarrett Stidham is your quarterback. Or Brian Hoyer, who is 4,000 years old and has not played much football as of late. I don't care that he's been there before. He's only there to help continue the culture that already exists.
He's a quarterback room guy.
Exactly. He's a quarterback room guy. He's a seat filler, if you will, okay? And he's a great guy and all that. That's fine. But that's not what he's there for. They are fake tanking. Okay, that's what's happening. They're Dolphins tanking. They're fake. They're fanking. They're fanking. The New England Patriots are fanking. So just wrap your head around it. That's what's happening. They're going to go out there, they're going to play real hard. There's still some vets. There's still some good pieces on defense. But they ain't winning nothing. It's not your year. Bill Belichick has a plan. Whether that plan is going to work or not, I don't know. But he has a plan, and it's to not be good this year. So just accept that. Let that wash over you. Get you some shirts. Thanking for Lawrence. Thanking for Lawrence / Fields. That's what it is. Congratulations. You are now the Dolphins.
I hope those Boston fans handle it better than I think they're gonna.
I mean, get you some thanking shirts. I need 10% of that. All right, I'm not going to do it because I don't have it in me. But if you want to produce it and distribute the shirts, that's fine. But I'm going to come for you for my money. Run me my money. All right, what's next?
Okay. All right, it's officially over. Cam Newton, Carolina. It's over, Joy. On Monday, former Panthers head coach Ron Rivera traded for Kyle Allen. Then Tuesday, Carolina released the face of its franchise for the last decade. Last preseason, this is real talk, when Cam got hurt, I nearly cried. When close to healthy, Cam is one of the most exciting to watch and interesting characters to follow in the league. Now he's cleared his physical, and there's still no market for him? What is this? Joy, Cam Newton gets way too disrespected. Wit it or quit it.
Wit it. You know how I feel about Cam Newton. He's the dude. He's my guy. I love Cam Newton. I love stars. I love big personalities.
Fashion,
hats, scarves. I feel like I'm quoting Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. Have you ever seen that movie?
I know the reference.
Oh, what a wonderful film. If you haven't seen that movie, it is John Leguizamo, Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, rest in peace, Patrick Swayze.
Right.
In drag, honey. It is one of the greatest cinematic features of our lifetime, and I feel like I'm quoting it right now. Scarves, hats, wigs. Anyway, I digress. The point is...
Tu Wong Fu.
Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Yeah, 90s classic. That 90s stuff we were talking about earlier.
I am going to watch that later. I've seen it 700 times. I'm going to watch it again. Anyway, the point is, it's a wonderful movie, and Cam Newton is wonderful as well. And he does get disrespected. What's the market for Cam Newton? I don't really know. And you're looking around at some of the places that need a quarterback, like the Chargers, for example. Well, the Chargers are going to draft a quarterback, and they have Tyrod Taylor, so they don't need a solid backup. The Bears, they just got Nick Foles, so they're obviously not going in that direction. I don't really know where Cam Newton ends up. He's going to end up somewhere. It's not going to be like a Des Bryant situation. There's too much of a need for quarterback. But my thing with Cam Newton is I feel like people enjoy hating on Cam Newton, and it's weird to me. First of all, he is a superstar personality, which we need, okay, always in this business.
So bad.
So badly. Second of all, he was just in a Super Bowl 4 years ago. I know it feels like a long time, but they were in the Super Bowl in 2016. Wasn't that long ago. He was a league MVP. Dude's been injured. He holds on to the ball too long. He's not good at sliding. He takes big hits. We know all this. Maybe his
He got in a car accident too, Joy.
Right. Maybe his style of play is not as conducive to today's NFL. We want our quarterbacks to avoid getting hit as opposed to taking big hits. We know that. But Cam Newton is fun to watch when he is healthy. He is healthy now. Obviously, nobody can evaluate anyone the way that we want to. That's a problem for the draft and for all free agents. But wherever Cam Newton ends up, I hope he has a chip on his shoulder. And I honestly am rooting for him to absolutely dominate wherever he goes. And I don't think he's going to be bad. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. And it just irritates me. Like I feel like I've been on Cam Newton's side since the Super Bowl press conference because I feel like that's where everything went wrong for Cam Newton. He was
almost there for them. For the haters, he almost surpassed all the tests. And then somehow that one little moment brought it all down for them. I don't get it.
Right. And I always like to keep things in perspective when it comes to anything in life. Like I'm a very, I don't want to say I'm an emotional person, but like, you know, I'm feisty and I don't have a lot of patience, but I'm also a slow kill. So I'm going to be calculated in everything that I do. Like I can get mad. I'm not gonna say I don't have a temper, but like I'm trying to put myself in a situation where I'm at the Super Bowl, what I've worked for my entire life. I lose, I get sat down in front of a group of reporters and then asked about the worst moment and like worst performance in the highest level in the biggest moment of my life. How am I going to react? The fact that we expect people to be calm and poised and collected and humble and understanding, to me, is actually crazy. How Cam Newton reacted is how he should react. He should be mad. What does he owe us nerd reporters? Nothing. He doesn't owe us anything. To me, it's fans always talk about like, you know, we don't need the media, whatever. And then when players don't talk to the media, then they're wrong. Like what is it? You know what I'm saying? And to me, we are nerds. We are not important. We are a vessel for straight nerds. We are a vessel for the talent, the product, which is sports. We're not out there doing it. We don't influence it. We have nothing to do with whether it happens or not.
About it.
We talk about it, right? So if a player in his biggest moment fails, why do we deserve some sort of conversation or some sort of collective piece to present? Like it makes it harder for us to do our jobs, but that makes Cam Newton a bad guy because he cares. I actually would prefer for my quarterback to be so angry that he lost that he can't speak, because that's how I would be. So I felt like that moment was where everything kind of spiraled for Cam. Like ever since that moment, his reputation changed. He went from being like this beloved superstar to like everything kind of being questioned, and then like how's the fashion? Like does he care more about fashion than he cares about football? Like you can't have two passions. Why is it okay for guys to post pictures fishing all the time, and play football, and nobody cares. Why? Because nobody cares about fishing. Like, what's the difference? Why is it
opinions about that?
Right.
But everyone's got an opinion about fashion.
Right, and you couldn't even walk into most of the stores that Cam Newton shops at because you wouldn't know what to pick. All right, your swag is on like -0. You're sitting here like critique. Listen, I'm not really interested in the scarf hat combination for myself. Okay, but
look on Cam. What the?
It looks great on him. This is not for me. Everything is not for me, and everything is not for you, and that's okay. Why everybody doesn't have to fit into a box. Overall, my point is Cam got mad haters. I'm not one of them, and I hope he ends up somewhere where he can actually play and prove all these haters wrong, and I'm gonna be the first one posting this video. And if he doesn't, oh well, you were right about Cam. Gold star for you. I don't know what that accomplishes.
You get a hater award.
Right.
I would even argue that he's more suited for the game as it is today than ever, and that if he had gotten the protections earlier on in his career, like he's one of those guys like Ben Roethlisberger that just gets a bunch of hits because he's big. They don't call it. They don't protect him the way they did, and the rules have changed to protect runners and allow for runners, so that would help him too. Do you think though, Joy, it's sort of feeling to me like he's a first 2 guys on your depth chart go down week 6, bring in Cam Newton situation next year? Do you see that, or do you see him getting on a team before the season starts?
No, I think that's probably what's going to end up happening because we have the draft coming up. And again, because people can't physically evaluate and you can't have your team doctor take a look at him, it's kind of hard for teams to take that leap unless they really need or want him.
Right.
But we'll find out within the next couple of days or so if somebody's going to pick him up. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm assuming we're going to wait until the season starts if somebody goes down in training camp or whatnot. But that feels silly.
Right. I'm a Niners fan, so I'm feeling pretty confident about Jimmy G at this point coming off the Super Bowl. But, like, how many more teams out there feel like their guy's definitely better than Cam Newton? Like, from a fan's perspective, I don't know if it's that many. There's a lot of teams that will go, you know what, screw this guy, I'll take Cam. So,
I mean, why and I understand they just traded Nick Foles, and I don't know necessarily what the money situation is, but, like why would he not be a good fit in Jacksonville?
Because he might outshine Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is good in a quarterback room that he's in charge of, but
okay, they're also tanking. Actually, I think they're just tanking. That's what that move was for, and obviously to get rid of the Nick Foles money eventually. But yeah, I mean, there's places where Cam Newton can have success and will have success. It's just a matter of if someone's going to take that leap, or someone always gets injured. So like that, we know that's going to happen. Not wishing that on anyone. It's just a reality. So we'll see where he ends up. But overall, I'm still Team Cam.
For sure. Someone just be brave enough to bring him in. Watch it work for you.
Yeah, it's so edgy.
Right. That's former MVP. What a crazy idea.
So out there, hot. Cam Newton's so hot right now.
This take's so hot, I don't know what to do.
Hear ye, Tom Brady is petty. Again, I still don't have my crown or my scepter. It's at the studio, and we're not allowed to go in there right now. So just imagine that this is petty court, and Tom Brady is being petty, which I like. And it's a very subtle petty move as well. So as we know, Tom Brady is very much winning this PR war with Bill Belichick. And a story came out from Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times that the only thing that Tom Brady asked for in his call with Tampa Bay was for all of the numbers for his Tampa Bay teammates, which is so sweet and so nice, but also, oh my gosh, so petty. And not in a negative way. When I say petty, I don't always mean divisive or sneaky or any kind of negative tone. It's a great move by him, actually, because it continues to prove that Tom Brady is in front of this whole PR machine of him going to the Buccaneers. Why is it important for him to ask for all of his teammates' numbers? Have you ever gone to a new job and asked for all of your coworkers' numbers? No. he's making a point to show that not only is he fully invested in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he wants to get ahead of starting a relationship with his entire team, which is a very big deal. And this is what makes Tom Brady Tom Brady. He likes to have everything in order. He likes to be on the same page. This is why he struggles with young receivers or receivers that can't pick up the system well, because he's all about precision. It's all about routine. And if you can get ahead of all of those things, why not? It also makes him look like the good guy, which he is. Tom Brady is a good guy. We're not saying that. But there is a villain in this story, and right now it's Belichick. It looks like Belichick wouldn't just give Tom Brady a hug. He wouldn't just tell him that he loves him and keep him in New England for the final 2 years of his career. So I love all these moves by Tom Brady. It's all working out perfectly according to plan. And I'm very excited to see what he does in Tampa Bay this year. And the one thing I do know is Tampa Bay is going to be better than New England's. All right, what's up, Donnie?
What is up? How are you doing?
I'm good. How's your quarantine going?
Quarantine is going successful. I'm healthy. My family's healthy, so everything is going well so far. Can't complain.
That's what's most important.
Exactly.
Glad you guys are good. All right, so let's do this. Let's do high key, low key.
High key, there's a lot to look forward to this upcoming NFL season. Low key, the Raiders are included in that.
Yeah, so we haven't really talked a whole lot about the Raiders through the off season, other than Brady possibly being an option there. Then they got Mariota, which was like, to some people it was a big deal. I'm like, okay, so he's a backup.
We'll see. I feel like that's a dope quarterback competition. Mariota, Derek Carr. I'll watch that.
I hate quarterback competitions, as you know. If you have more than one quarterback, you have no quarterback. So I'm on the other side of that. I think you've got to commit, even if it's the wrong commitment, you got to do it. It's it's like when your family's pressuring you to like settle down. You're with that girl for like 8 years. It's like, you know what? It might not be the right idea, but at this point, you got to pull the trigger.
Just do it.
Yeah. If it doesn't work out, oh well. You gave it a shot. So anyway, they also got Nelson Aguilar, which is a nice move. But the bigger picture for me is once the NFL season gets here. So they lost the draft. Obviously, there was going to be a huge production of the draft in Las Vegas. The draftees were going to be carried across like boats. Across the Bellagio fountains.
A Vegas production.
Yeah, it was going to be incredible. And
exactly.
I know, draft nerds are kind of excited all that's over and it's going to be like back to the gritty, like cigarette table.
Yeah, back to the numbers.
Right, filled situation. But I was looking forward to that, all that pomp and circumstance in Vegas. So they're going to go all out for the Las Vegas Raiders once the season starts. It's going to be everything we ever imagined. And Vegas is one of my cities. It's I've got blood, sweat, and tears invested.
Yeah, man.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah, you go go frequently.
I go frequently, and it's like a second home that I go for the weekend. And we all know what happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas. But I'm going to be watching a lot of Pirates football this year with the Buccaneers and the Raiders.
Y'all are.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the environment is like in Las Vegas. Even more so than Tampa Bay, because it's a new NFL city.
Yeah, exactly.
All the tickets are sold out, and we have an idea of what Raiders games are like already because of Oakland and their notorious fan base. And they've said there's going to be some version of the black hole there. So I really want to see what the environment is, because I wonder if it's going to lean towards a little bit of what the environment is for Los Angeles teams, where there is a fan base, there's a big football fan base, but is it going to be kind of a non-home field advantage? Because we know there's a lot of transient people in Las Vegas. We know a lot of people are going to be planning trips.
That is true.
Especially now after this lockdown, people are going to be out the house. So I do think there's going to be a lot of people planning trips to Vegas to see their team. It's overall a pretty easy, cheap trip for people. So I do wonder if that's going to play a factor.
That's a good point. But Raiders fans are everywhere. And I feel like there is already a big Raiders base in Vegas, as in there's a big Raiders base pretty much everywhere. So I feel like they're gonna buckle down, and that's going to be a real home field advantage at some point.
That is a good point. There's probably the biggest collection of Raiders fans in Vegas, other than obviously Oakland and LA.
Right.
Yeah, I do want to watch that. I'm very curious to see what their home games are like, because it's, obviously known as being one of the craziest places to play when they were playing in Oakland.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
High key, Teddy B is taking over for Cam in Carolina. Low key, he's got some big velvety loafers to fill.
That sounds beautiful. Velvet. I love this signing. I love Teddy B. Teddy Bridgewater did an amazing job last year. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about Teddy Bridgewater.
I've been a fan of Teddy B since the beginning, and as a Lions fan, he was the quarterback of the Vikings, and I still rooted for him, and that says a lot.
Right? He's so likable.
Exactly.
So I do think that they're going to do well, actually. They have Joe Brady now, which I think is very interesting. They've obviously got Matt Rule. The new owner is all in on them being successful. Comes from Steelers background, so he's used to excellence. So the one thing that does give me pause, though, is this division is very interesting now. Brady, Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Brees, and Matty Ice.
Man,
it's not really that easy of a division.
That's pretty dope. That's really awesome. I haven't even thought about that.
It's not so good for Tom Brady. Now, I don't think that it's going to be the one thing I will say about it is that I think Brady will have an easier transition to a new team than Teddy Bridgewater, because we obviously have to account for everything that's going on with the virus. This is going to delay things, OTAs. Like, the people who I think are going to have the most successful seasons are going to be guys who have already been in the system, who already know the playbook, who have a lot of players returning. This is going to mess everybody up when it comes to that, especially first-year coaches with not first-year quarterbacks, but obviously Teddy Bridgewater and Matt Rule have never worked together before.
Yeah.
I'm fully supportive of this. It is going to feel weird, though, watching Carolina without Cam Newton.
Cam, we've been so used to it. That's his team. Carolina, Cam has been so perfect for so long. It's going to take some adjusting to get used to. But if anybody is taking over for Carolina, I feel like Teddy B is that guy.
Yes, he's so easy to root for, and I'm excited to see what they do, regardless of all the setbacks. I don't have any high expectations for them this year because of everything that's going on. But he's a solid vet, and he's shown what he can do last year. And I want to see him with Christian McCaffrey. I think that's going to be
exactly.
fun. All right. Love this story. What's next?
High key, we miss sports. Low key, the big three is here to save us.
Listen, I miss sports so much that it's almost like, it's like when you like break up with someone and you can't look at their stuff. It's
you
like,
gotta just tune it out.
I don't know how you're dealing with it, but like for me, I can't, like, other than work stuff, obviously, and like paying attention to any of the new stories, it's hard for me. Like, I haven't even been able to turn on my television. Like, I don't want to watch old games. Like, I can't.
Yeah, old UFC fights.
No, it's hurting me. It's hurting me. Like,
yeah.
I love documentaries and like E60. I actually just watched the E60 on Ryan Leaf.
Oh, I have not seen that. That sounds like that'd be awesome, though.
Yeah, I watched it with my brother. And
knock it off.
Yeah. It was great. I love Ryan Leaf. He's such a good dude. Like, he's it's really a tearjerker.
It's a tragic story.
The whole story is tragic. But yeah, so I miss sports, but I'm almost like it's like a bad breakup. Like, I can't even look at it. It's like it's hurting me. Yeah. But big three.
Ice Cube is here. Save the day.
Ice Cube is save the day. All right, so I can't believe more people aren't talking about this.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's maybe because people feel like it's just not going to happen, but it just feels like such a debatable topic, and it's so interesting to me. Like, when I saw the story, I was like, what? No.
Yeah.
And so it's from Chris Haynes, and so basically the big three is planning to launch a quarantined reality show style 3-on-3 tournament in April. That's next week.
Very soon.
To help, obviously, curb our appetite for basketball and sports. Ice Cube, obviously, the founder and owner of the league, and the entertainment executive, Jeff Quatenance, have been having conversations with a couple TV networks since last week to broadcast the tournaments. And it'll feature 16 to 22 players from the big three who are negative for the coronavirus, and they will be quarantined in LA. So it could have like Joe Johnson, Zach Randolph, Greg Oden, and so there's more details to be worked out. Okay, so I have so many questions. All right.
It sounds awesome.
Okay, it sounds amazing. First of all, this is a great idea, period, to have this tournament and then to cover like them living together.
Being quarantined.
Yes,
the behind
it's
the
like
scenes.
what was that UFC show that they used to do? It's like Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Right? Except for basketball. It's amazing. So
Perfect.
I love this idea, but I have some questions. Like, okay, so obviously we don't know everything about the virus yet. So, but what we do know is you need to, in order to like fully be negative, right, you've got to be isolated and then tested. So have they been completely isolated, like guaranteed isolated for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That is a while.
So like, how do you know that they haven't seen anybody? Because you literally can't see anybody. It's not like, oh, like I can see my wife, but then my wife is going to the grocery store, you know what I mean? And then she's got the kids, and the kids, you know.
That's just got to be built into the production process for this. You have to, they have to isolate them before they even start shooting, before they practice.
Being quarantined for 2 weeks is a very difficult thing to do by yourself for 2 whole weeks. So how are you guaranteeing that has happened? And it's not just them. All the production people, the coaches, training staff, editors, producers, anybody who's going to be in this facility.
Yeah, this is a big operation.
Quarantined for 2 weeks, right? And then tested, then negative, then you can enter the building. So that seems like a lot, right? Because that has to happen in order to guarantee that nobody has this.
Yeah.
All right. Then my next question is, how long will they be in this facility? It's going to be like 2 weeks. Is it going to be a month? Because everyone in that building can't leave the building. So not only do you need like housing facilities, food, right? Like everything has to be
an entirely quarantined
production facility, right?
I want to see behind the scenes of the making of.
I know, it's blowing my mind just thinking of all the logistics. Like all of that has to be quarantined. No one can leave, which is in my next question. Like, will there be women? I can ask that question. Will there be women? Because you know what I mean? Like people have families and like you're not going to see them for two weeks. I'm not implying anything obviously, but like this is a whole thing. You know what I mean? And of course there's going to be. Yeah. So does that cause like personal problems? Like it's so elaborate.
There are so
and
many
delicious,
layers.
and I love it. I hope they do it. Oh my God! Like as long as no one gets sick, I love this idea.
Yeah, I'm all for reality TV as long as there are no made up storylines either. I want this to actually be real. I don't want to see them like make some drama up that isn't actually there, a la Love and Hip Hop. I want it to be some natural drama.
Oh no, I mean I'm all for the fake drama. I'll eat it all up. Like I'm cool with that. But I don't even think you'll need to though, because obviously we're watching for the sports, right? Exactly. We have enough reality TV and Netflix and Hulu and everything else. So we're really watching for the sport. So that's the biggest part of it. The behind the scenes,
carry on top of it.
Yeah, it's just extra to add to it. So, but I'm very excited. I hope they do it as long as everyone's safe. But the logistics of it are making my head spin.
Mind blowing.
Loser power rankings. Loser power rankings. These are the losers of the week. All right, what we got in losers this week?
The LA Rams officially released their logo and they leaned into it. Ugh. And I'm a fan of it.
How? You're the only man. You're the only man on earth.
Nah, I think there's a coalition of pro logo fans. This is what the official LA Rams website says about the logo. The shape of the ram horn mimics the spiral of a football and the crest of a wave in the ocean, which coincides with the influence of the new stadium. That they have layers. They thought about this logo on a deep level. Spiral of the football, ocean waves. It's awesome.
Listen,
how can you not like
you? Even describing it is so Cali, bro. If you really look at the logo, it has the spin of the football and like a wave, bro.
It's on brand. They're embracing the new LA, the new city.
It's so bad. It looks like a bus logo. And no disrespect to bus logos, but you know they're not usually the greatest logos. Nobody's running around rocking a LA city bus logo shirt. Listen, I'm usually not that person that freaks out about logos because who cares? But because in the end you're just going to get used to it, and then it is what it is. But there are some logos that are better than others.
That is true.
We can admit that. Like the old Tampa Bay logo, no good. All the with the thing and the hat.
The frilly, the feather.
No good. Old
Elaborate.
Dolphins logo. Although I love them on throwbacks now, like it was time for an upgrade. Like it needed to change. The Marlins logo needed an upgrade. Like there's certain logos, but there's just certain logos that are also classic. Like the Cowboys logo, no need to change it. Perfect, simple, the best, right?
Yep.
Cubs
The
logo,
Raiders.
no need to get elaborate. Yankees, no need to get elaborate. It is what it is, perfect. What was wrong with the Rams logo? They had some of the best jerseys in the league and the best helmets. What is this thing? It's LA. How am I even supposed to ram it? I can't even ram it up now.
Still ram it up. You can ram it up even more with some spiral and some ocean waves with the ram. That's the thing. It's a more elaborate ram.
Ram it up. No,
they embrace the ramming it up.
No, and 100%. They're getting roasted. Actually, I have to look it up. I forgot to put this in my notes, so just bear with me really quickly because I need to find what Bradley Beal came for them, and I totally agree. I think he said they're cheeks. They're cheeks. They are cheeks.
Cheeks?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand what he means.
Them things, cheeks. Cheeks.
Oh, no. Disagree.
No good.
100% Bradley Beal. You're wrong.
Listen, they had an opportunity to fix this. Fans spoke with the leak.
Yeah. And they made some adjustments. They are less Charger-like.
They're less Charger-like.
Yeah.
Still no good. It's no good.
Once they win, we're gonna get used to it and we're gonna like it. I think that's what it is. Winning comes with liking of the logo. You'll see.
I don't think they're gonna be very good.
And wait till we see it in like actual when it's on the jerseys and the helmets. I feel like that'll make a difference.
Actually, the logos are so bad that I no longer believe in them as an organization. They're not making good choices, so they're not gonna be good this year. All right, what's next?
Bill Belichick is in losers.
Oh, he's losing the PR war. Bill, where you at?
Yeah.
You know, he's a slow kill, which I can respect because I am as well. I'm not into the big reactions. I'm not into the big emotional outbursts and, leaks and all that. I'd rather sit and wait, let you do everything that you need to do. Now I have all the information. I can move strategically, and I'll strike when you least expect it. That, I don't know if that makes me a serial killer or not, but that's just how I move. So I do respect his style in this moment.
Yeah.
However, not looking great.
In the moment, no. His coaching tree as well. I mean, you get Bill O'Brien and Matt Patricia. Like it's not looking good for the disciples of Belichick either.
The only one that's looking good right now is Brian Flores. But it's more about him and Tom Brady. Like it really looks like he dug his heels in on he's not going to embrace Tom Brady in his last final years, and he's not going to give him what he wants. And to me, I think when we look back on all of this, especially Patriots fans, I'm telling you, like if Belichick doesn't win another Super Bowl, it's gonna be an issue. Because here's the thing. Oh, and I compared this yesterday to Pat Riley with the Heat. And obviously it's different extremes. Like they had decades of dominance and 6 championships, but the Heat had a run. We had LeBron James, 4 straight finals, 2 championships, right? We were expecting to get more. Then LeBron left, right? And everyone was devastated. We were upset, very mad at LeBron. But I will say, Heat fans still believe, myself included, still believe Pat Riley will right the ship. Eventually, we'll get back to being contenders. It's going to take a couple years. We'll be okay. Laugh, do it, say whatever you need to say.
Yeah,
but eventually
he knows what he's doing.
Because we got Pat Riley. Right. And so we wrote it out. And now we're back in the conversation in the East. So obviously we don't know what's going to happen this season, but I feel good about the Heat moving forward. Yeah. So we're just literally one piece away. So we don't need to win another ring in order for me to say I feel good about LeBron run and I still trusted Pat Riley and feel good about trusting Pat Riley, right? Because we had a championship before LeBron came.
Yeah, that
so
is
I already
also true.
know what the capabilities are and what that experience is.
Yep.
Patriots fans.
It's all tied together. It's all tied in.
Linked together. So I don't know about. All right. What's the final loser this week?
The XFL haters. There are plenty of them.
There are a lot of XFL haters. Sad, along with all of other sports, that the XFL season had to be canceled. However, we have 2 winners from the XFL season. PJ Walker of the Houston Roughnecks got signed to Carolina, and Jordan Tiamo of the St. Louis Battlehawks signed to the Chiefs. This is great news for all of us because not only does this legitimize the XFL, which I thought was a great product and very fun, it also puts a little fire under all of XFL players. Not that they weren't playing hard anyway, but this really legitimately shows, like, if you perform well at a high level consistently through the XFL season, you'll get an opportunity to get on an NFL team. And that's huge. Like, that's what we want the XFL to be. It makes watching the XFL more fun, knowing, like, this is going to be high-level football with guys really competing with stuff on the line. Yeah, exactly. So I love this for not only for the XFL, but also for the NFL, too, because, you know, work together. And they are now, and it's great. I'm hugely excited about it. I mean, they're both going to be backups. Like, it's not going to be anything crazy that we should expect from them. But it's cool. I like it. And it's definitely an L for XFL haters who were thinking this was going to fail and it was going to be useless. Like, that's 2 guys signed to good teams. It's more jobs. It's good for everybody. So, love that.
All for it.
Hi, T. How's your quarantine going?
It's going good. I've been very productive in the house, so it hasn't been bad.
I haven't.
How's yours?
It's kind of the same, to be honest. I don't really do anything during the week. I mean, obviously not going into the studio is different, but I'm still up at, 5, the same time I always wake up, like 5:40. And I have the meeting. It's just on the phone instead of in person. And then I do the show. And then, my podcasts or meetings or whatever. So I'm really not done working until like 2 o'clock. And usually during the week after I'm done working, I like come home and take a nap. The only difference is I can't go to the gym. So I've got to start working out here. But other than that, I mean, I think it'll be more difficult over the weekends than it is during the week for me. But you know what? We could do a happy hour. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. Exactly. Okay, so what's in the culture report? What's the tea?
All right, so what's trending right now is DJ DNICE. So he has this thing called Home School at Club Quarantine, where he goes live on his Instagram and he's just playing all the hits from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s. I mean, it's live. It's I was on there on Saturday because he was literally on there for about 8 hours. And it was at like 160,000 people.
Yeah, it's crazy. I watched a little bit on Sunday. And yeah, first of all, he's incredible, as we already know. Yeah. But it's just a vibe. And it's fun. Like, I like reading through the comments and seeing who's in there. Yeah. And I like that people are trying to find, innovative ways and using technology to kind of stay together. I mean, really, when we think about it, obviously all of this is temporary and it's scary. I'm not taking anything away from that, obviously, like the seriousness of it. But as far as us like staying home and not being able to party and, all of that, it's like, it's going to be for, a few weeks. It might be a month or two, but, we're all going to get back. It's going to be summer, be glad that it's not, when it's nice out, we'll probably be inside anyway. So I like that he's doing that and bringing everybody together, and it's live. So if you haven't been on any of them yet, check it out. Maybe pour yourself a little cocktail and vibe out for a little bit. You can forget about everything for a few minutes, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is. I saw Oprah in there. I saw Michelle Obama, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously the. And Miss Obama?
Yeah, Miss Obama. We're in a live together. We're basically best friends.
Right, exactly. Obviously. So, no, it's been fun. I can't wait. He'll be back today, so can't wait.
Okay, cool. I'm going to check that out later. All right, what's up?
Yeah.
What's new?
All right, so next, Love is Blind. I know you just saw it. It was so good. I ended up watching it because everybody kept talking about it and saying how great it was. What was your thoughts about it?
Okay, so it took me a while because, as you know, I like to try and stick to one show at a time because when there's sports on, I have a lot of games to watch, so I can really only handle watching one show at a time, which I'm working through Narcos right now. But I'm quarantined with my brother, so I'm trying to, find stuff for everybody to watch that's, consumable. So we started watching Love is Blind, and about like 10 minutes in, because I'm not really into reality shows like that, unless they're like, Flavor of Love, stuff like that, which obviously we don't have anymore. So but everyone keeps telling me to watch it. I'm like, all right, fine, I'm gonna watch it. We start watching like 10 minutes. He's off it. I'm like, I don't really know. We stick through about 20 minutes in, and we cannot control ourselves. So we binge watched the whole thing. It's amazing. They just announced that they renewed it for season 2, which was a no-brainer, obviously. But
yeah,
it has been renewed for season 2. I do think season 2 will be interesting because now people know what the experiment is. So I wonder how they'll change things. Like, I have so many thoughts. Like, first of all, I felt like everyone on the show, like, they didn't put anyone into an extreme situation in the beginning, right? So, like, they kind of, like, everyone bounces around the speed dating thing, so you can kind of feel everything out. But once you start to, like, get to know people, you kind of like really get invested in what the decisions that they're making. Like when Jessica picked Barrett over Mark, I was like, oh my God, what are you doing, girl? This is a mistake.
Yeah,
this is a mistake.
I he's a good guy. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then when she told him like, you were not my first choice, honey. Bye. Like I thought first. Like, listen, I have to record my commentary like live play-by-play of Love Is Blind. When he was like, you know, my mama, like, I know my value, I know my worth. I was like, yes, honey, you do. And then he failed me. He did not know his worth. But yes, like I have so many thoughts. I could do a whole podcast just on Love Is Blind, which we may actually do later this week. But it was great. So if you're looking for a show to binge that's very easy to consume, you know, and you can get involved in the conversation everybody else is having, just do it. Don't think about it. Don't think it's like Bachelor or anything like that. Just do it. It's great. It was like one of the best experiences of my life. It was so good.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And it's easy to get through. I mean, it was only 11 episodes, but it was easy for me to get through it. I mean, but I wanted to know, were you surprised when Kenny and Kelly didn't end up together? Because that was the most shocking for me.
Yeah, of all the shocking things that happens on the show, and there's a lot of them, I think, because we all knew Jessica wasn't going to marry Mark. Like, we knew that wasn't going to happen. She didn't even bother to put a veil on. Like, okay, like, this ain't going to happen. But I do think that I was shocked when Damien said no. When Damien said no to Giannina, I was shocked. That was a shocking moment. But I think I was more shocked that Kelly said no to Kenny. Because I was like, honey, this is a nice man. I feel like
you get along and everything.
Yeah, and my thing is like, listen, we're all judging these people, obviously. Like, this is what this is for. So I'm not even gonna say I'm not judging. Like, we're judging. This is what you're on a reality TV show for. We're all judging. And I just feel like this is all you've been asking for. And it's a nice man. Your families get along. You know what I'm saying? He's cute. He got his stuff together. What are you looking for? What is it? And then when she started talking about what she's looking for, I was like, oh no, honey, you still into the bad boys. This is not for you. You're not ready to get married. All those ups and downs, that ain't what it's about, okay?
It's not.
You're not looking for like a real relationship. So, so that's my judgment. Sorry, Kelly. Love you, girl, but that was a mistake.
Yeah, he was a keeper.
He was a keeper. And he found himself a nice lady, so. But yeah, so we can talk about this all day. All right, so watch Love Is Blind. And maybe we should do a bonus pod where we just talk about Love Is Blind. We'll produce it and everything, like most shocking moments. Like, we should do that. Let's do that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
All right, next, I do want to mention that Madam C.J. Walker is on Netflix. It's only 5. It's a series. It's 5 parts. It's so good. It's really, really inspirational. I enjoyed it. I know you haven't seen it, Joy, but it's one of my favorites right now.
Yeah,
I'd watch it again.
You recommended it to me yesterday. I'm gonna watch it this week, or start it this week. But yeah, no, I've been seeing it everywhere. It looks amazing. Love Octavia Spencer, obviously. So she's never does anything wrong. So I'm definitely gonna check it out. But that's a good recommendation. Is there any more recommendations?
Hunters. I'm on episode 5.
Is
Hunters
it crazy?
Really good.
It looks so weird. Is it crazy?
It is. It's very crazy. But it's one of those shows that my roommate was telling me. It's one of those shows you have to really, really pay attention to get it. Because if you aren't paying attention, you'll miss it.
Like Watchmen.
Yes. Exactly the same thing.
I'm going to check it out then. I love Watchmen. Okay, what's next?
All right, next. So these are some movies that you can watch at home since the theaters is obviously closed down because of Corona. So I'm gonna run through these. So Onward is gonna be on Disney Plus April 3rd.
Oh, that's so exciting. That looks good, actually. What's Pixar?
They do.
All Pixar movies are amazing. So basically, these are movies that would be in theaters that they're going to release early for people because the theaters are shut down and they still want to be able to release them for people.
Exactly. So there's a few that's gonna be on Disney Plus, and then the rest of them are gonna be on video on demand. So they're gonna rent them for $19.99 for like 48 hours, which is, I mean, they're still getting.
No, that's good, and that's actually cheaper than going to the movies.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are some other ones?
The Invisible Man, that's gonna be out. Actually, that's out right now. The Hunt, just is also on video on demand. Emma, on demand as well. The Way Back, that actually comes out tomorrow.
I'm definitely watching that. That's Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Yeah, so he is a basketball coach, and I think he has some addiction issues, and yeah, so I'm definitely watching that. That comes out tomorrow?
That comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
And a few other ones that come out tomorrow is Just Mercy, video on demand, Birds of Prey, and Bloodshot.
Oh, okay, so Birds of Prey is coming out too.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, this is fun. This is exciting. So now this weekend, you don't have anything to do. Yeah. You can rent one of the movies that would be in the movie theater and make yourself a little movie theater at home. It's perfect. I love that they're doing this. I have to say, I do love that everybody, for the most part, obviously politicians aside, who can't figure nothing out anyway, but for the most part, everybody is really working together to try and find a way to like get through all of this and make things convenient for everybody and take care of everyone. So I just want to commend everybody who's being flexible during this time. And this is a good example of that. Like, people are looking for things to do with their kids. Obviously, it's spring break. If you weren't going anywhere, you'd probably take your kids to the movies. And now you can just do it at home. So you can just make a home experience and see one of these movies that you would want to go see in the theater. And it's actually going to be cheaper to see it at home.
Yeah.
That's
I
dope.
agree. I totally agree.
Well, it's good to see you.
See you too.
Take care of yourself. I would say see you soon, but I don't know when. But we'll connect. If not, we're going to do a bonus episode for Love Is Blind. I just decided we have to do it.
Fine.
Okay. Thanks,
Yes.
C. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us again. Sorry, we're going to be changing the studio around a little bit. We'll probably be back here next week, the same place, since we're all quarantined. But thanks for joining us and subscribing to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, and you can listen on Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeart Media app, and of course Apple Podcasts. Make sure you follow us on our social media at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. Myself, Joy Taylor Talks, and we appreciate you checking us out this week. Hope you guys are staying safe and staying home and staying 6 feet away from everyone. But take care of yourselves, and hit us up. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Instagram and Facebook. Let us know what you guys are up to. Thanks.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.